It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Hi guys, it's Beaton here, and I welcome you back to some more Trash Can Tidbits. Last week, I asked the question, Shigeru Miyamoto took the name Zelda from the wife of which acclaimed American author? The answer is F. Scott Fitzgerald. Zelda Fitzgerald was famously dubbed by her husband as the first American flapper, and her image was immortalized in many of his classic novels such as This Side of Paradise and The Great Gatsby. She was unfortunately diagnosed with schizophrenia in later years and lived out the rest of her life in various asylums until her death in a fire in 1947. Now, with that address, let's get started with fact number 1. Did you know that the cartoon series The Ant and the Aardvark was the first time the musicians who recorded the soundtrack were credited in animation history? The series was created by Carrie White Enterprises, famous at the time for the Pink Panther cartoons. Animation legends David DePatie and Friz Freleng, along with artists Holly Pratt and Art Davis, who also worked on Looney Tunes cartoons, employed a 6-piece jazz band to record the soundtrack. All 6 of them were credited, and they were Pete Candoli on trumpet, Jimmy Rawls on piano, Billy Byers on trombone, Tommy Tedesco on guitar, Ray Brown on bass, and Shelly Manne on drums. Coincidentally, Mann also played drums for the Shorty Rogers penned Looney Tunes cartoon Three Little Bops, also directed by Friz Freleng. Fact 2. Did you know that 2 big back-to-back movie musical biopics have had the same character played by actors from Game of Thrones? In Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen's manager, John Reed, is played by Aidan Gillen, who also played Lord Peter Baelish on Game of Thrones. In Rocketman, Reed is portrayed by Richard Madden, who also played Robb Stark on Game of Thrones. In both movies, Reed is a manipulative character who tries to exploit both Freddie Mercury and Elton John, in John's case, actually sleeping with him. Fact 3. Did you know that George Lucas and Brian De Palma shared audition spaces together while they were casting for their separate movies? Lucas was auditioning actors for Star Wars, and De Palma was auditioning actors for his movie, Carrie, based on the novel by Stephen King. In fact, William Catt, who got the part of Prom King Tommy Ross in Carrie, auditioned to play Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. And it's believed that Carrie Fisher also auditioned to play the title role of Carrie White, but instead got the part of Princess Leia. Fact 4. Did you know that composer Danny Elfman's acclaimed Batman theme wasn't originally going to be used for Batman the Animated Series? Despite him already writing the theme music to The Simpsons, he didn't want his theme to be used for animation. The composer for the series was the late Shirley Walker, who incidentally conducted the orchestra for the original Tim Burton Batman movie. After Elfman saw footage of the series, he gave his permission for his theme to be used, although Walker's original theme was used when the series title was later changed to The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Fact 5. Did you know that some of Heath Ledger's iconic moments as the Joker in The Dark Knight were improvised? In addition to compiling notebooks detailing his own personal research into his take on the character, a few interesting tics actually occurred while filming. One famous moment that was improvised was when the Joker blows up the hospital, which was in fact a real building slated for demolition. The Joker shrugging and fiddling with the detonator when some explosions failed to go off was Ledger in character reacting naturally to that when some timers actually didn't go off. The moments where the Joker is also constantly licking his lips is also improvised, as Ledger found his scar prosthetics wouldn't stay on all the time, and that became a signature of the character. Fact 6. Did you know that, on average, 5 episodes of Nickelodeon's Legends of the Hidden Temple were filmed each day? They were also filmed in segments, as each set of children were led into the studio to film one competition at a time, like crossing the moat, and then another set of kids were brought in to cross the moat, and so on, through the steps of knowledge, until the last team of the day made it to the temple. Can you imagine being the team that gets to go into the temple and you've got to basically wait your turn while another set of teams filming another episode are going through the temple games and other activities? Oh well. At least Nickelodeon ended up with more episodes than they needed because of that method. Come on, Nickelodeon, bring Legends back! Fact 7. Did you know that although legendary theater actress Lea Salonga provided the singing voice for Mulan in the original Disney film, she did try to audition for her speaking voice as well. The consensus was that her voice wasn't deep enough when she attempted to speak like a man, so she didn't get the part, but she was retained for Mulan's singing voice. Interestingly enough, she still does sing one line in the song A Girl Worth Fighting For, where she does indeed attempt to sing like a man. Fact 8. Did you know that a Sonic game was released for a short-lived portable console before Sega was effectively making Sonic games for other systems? In 1999, the Neo Geo Pocket Color system was released by game company SNK, and Sonic the Hedgehog Pocket Adventure was one of the first launch titles for that system in an attempt to take on Nintendo's Game Boy, which was still selling really well. The game was positively received, but unfortunately the system didn't sell well and SNK was later put out of business, though later revived as SNK Playmore. And Sega would release one more console, the Dreamcast, before it would strictly become a software developer. Fact 9. Did you know that the Japanese title of the Ace Attorney series for the Nintendo DS is reflective of its name in the titles of the cases the characters take on? The Japanese name of the series is Gyakuten Saiban, which translates to English as Turnabout Trial. The word turnabout is used in the names of the different chapters of the English version, except for the final case, which is called Rise from the Ashes. In Japanese, though, the final case is called Yumigiru Gyakuten. Again, Gyakuten being the word for turnabout. Fact 10. Did you know that singer and actress Amy Irving had a hand in voicing two animated femme fatales? She provided the singing voice for Jessica Rabbit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where she got to sing the song Why Don't You Do Right, made famous by singer Peggy Lee. Kathleen Turner provided Jessica's speaking voice, and both actresses were famously uncredited for their work. Irving would also go on to voice the seductive Miss Kitty in An American Tale, Fievel Goes West. Both characters are known for their buxom figures, red hair, and, well, showing a little leg. Coincidentally, too, at the time of production for both movies, Irving was producer Steven Spielberg's wife. And here's this week's trivia question. Voice acting legend Rob Paulsen has played dozens of iconic characters. Two of them are particularly worth mentioning because this means he got to revisit the franchise many years later, this franchise being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He played Raphael in the original show and played another turtle in the Nickelodeon reboot many years later. My question to you is, which Ninja Turtle did Rob Paulsen play in the Nickelodeon reboot of TMNT? And there we go for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell for future notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.